if I don't know who the these people are, wouldn't it help if the producer told me who they were?
If the host is white, they're canceled right now.
I got.
Believe me when I say I'ma pull up when the stage drops. Believe me when I say she don't look good. Believe me.
Yo, what it is, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming back to another Srotonn, but you could call me Tone video. All right, so I'm not gonna make this a long video at all, but I had got off work and I seen this and I was like, of course. But and black people rock with me, just roll with me for a little bit, slide with me for a little bit. I got this white man on here talking about our and I understand, trust me, I understand. But the reason I did it is because he had the shortest. He had the shortest video. He had the shortest video. Okay, and I didn't want to make it long. If he get out of line, I'm gonna correct him. I got you. Let's get into it.
Meh. Don't worry about it, Taraji, whose last name I don't even need to say, and you know who I'm talking about. I didn't know who these guys were either. I did my research for the segment.
He has a fucking accent. Fuck!
For you walking down the aisle during the BET Awards on Sunday night.
The Method Man look-alike. Method's married, are you?
The Method Man lookalike is Jordan Hallett, whose TikTok handle is Jordan the Stallion.
Are you? Hi, how are you?
Now, through the interaction, Taraji didn't actually say Jordan's name, so now she's turned back to the teleprompter. So now she thinks she's turning back to that same guy, referring to him as Keith.
Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10.
But Keith Lee is actually that guy.
Ah, okay. So now, from what I know, Taraji, they wasn't in the right seat, right? Happens. You're not in the right seat. You kind of get it mixed up, and maybe she just doesn't know what Taraji looks. What not Taraji? What Keith Lee looks like. It happens. Taraji is a little bit, you know, she's a little higher ranked celebrity than Keith Lee. It is what it is.
If the host is white, the has to be canceled right now.
I got caught up in my own inner monologue. I'm so sorry.
I'm impressed that Taraji stuck with the bit. That's dedication. Or going down with the ship.
You're thinking this is a 10.9 out of 10.
I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. And not only that, in my opinion, she smoked it last night. I don't think for 1 second Taraji had any ill will or any ill intentions behind the situation.
Did anyone think that Taraji had ill will towards him? No. She didn't know who these TikTokers were. It's that simple. After the mix-up.
All right, white man. Keith Lee is not a TikToker. In my opinion, I feel like he has grown out of that. For me, in my eyes, TikTokers are who just be on there dancing, doing that. I don't think Keith Lee is a TikToker. I feel like he's an influencer at this point. To me, I feel like he is an influencer at this point, and I feel like you should give him that respect. So like I said, Taraji may not know him. Now this is the video that I was like, yeah, this bitch was kind of lame. This bitch was kind of lame. I ain't gonna lie, but it's okay because as people, we do lame sometimes, and then we retract and we be like, lame as hell. You know, I'll get to a little bit later.
Keith posted the video of him holding and dropping that flower, so people assumed, and yeah, they were right, he was throwing away Taraji's gift.
The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji P. Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose.
You're dropping a rose on the floor, a rose given to you by Taraji, has nothing to do with Taraji? Uh-huh.
That wasn't my rose. That wasn't my moment.
The rose was intended and given to you. It's yours. You were pissed you didn't know what your name was, and you're like, oh, Jordan should have this rose.
The entire segment on the production side felt extremely rushed.
Well, it's a live award show, Keith. It's always rushed. So yeah, Taraji was somewhere else right before that segment. The camera person was somewhere else before that segment. They come over there during commercial break. Okay, we're doing this. Here, you're going to be there, boom, live, go.
Not only did it felt rushed.
All right, so what the sweaty guy was trying to say to me, what I got and what I saw on Twitter, and no, scratch all that. What I heard from Keith Lee's mouth, he blames BET Awards, you know, and the BET Award is not the first time the BET Awards is fucked up. Black people, we know the BET Awards sometimes can get a little crazy, and unorganized. It's happened in the past. And it will never stop being like that. It won't. It won't stop being like that. So I feel Keith Lee, but what I would like to see, what I have liked for Keith Lee to actually have done, say all this part. But, and I'm not here to tell him what he said, but in my opinion, if that's really what Keith Lee meant, hell yeah, brother. You was mad at the BET Awards. Okay. I did feel like he was mad at Taraji. And I feel like they said, and he might get into it later, his ego was bruised. I feel like that's what it was. I wish he would have just been like, when I posted that, I was mad as hell. But I realized that was some lame. That's why I deleted it.
Rushed. It did not feel intentional. It did not feel purposeful.
No, it had intention. It had purpose. It's just not that deep, Keith. You're a TikToker. Come on. There's Taraji wandering through the audience for 90 seconds.
He's not a TikToker, brother.
Flirting with some guys and giving them roses. That's it.
So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different seats, give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do, felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me.
Really, Keith? We'll explain a few things to you. Days before the BET Awards happened,
tell us.
Professional producers reached out to you or your publicist and say, hey, does Keith want to be part of this segment during the BET Awards? And your publicist said, yes, we will. So a professional writer wrote a script before that show and made reference to the 10.9 from your videos and the fact that Jordan was a Method Man lookalike. And yeah, then that script is loaded into teleprompter.
So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different...
I'll give him that. If you're in the entertainment industry, or I'm not saying I am, but I do watch interviews on how things are made, how things are done, and that's usually how it's done. Even especially for interviews and stuff like this. If you're going to be in a public eye, they're going to ask you, hey, this is the segment. This is what we're going to say. Are you cool with this? Are you not? But he has a point there.
Seats.
They prepared what aisle Taraji was going to be walking down. They moved you from other seats in the theater to be in those seats right on the aisle, and those seats that had the open space in front of them so the camera person could be in front and get all you guys in the frame at once. Look at that. That's what professionals in business who've worked in the business know you do to prepare for a segment like that in an award show. There you go.
I'm forever thankful for every room that I'm in. I was more than thankful and more than grateful to just sit there and enjoy the show.
That's a lie. If it was true, you would have declined the invitation to be part of the segment and just sat somewhere else in the theater and enjoyed the show.
Give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me.
I doubt Taraji knew you were TikTokers or social media influencers or Instagram famous. She just didn't know which one of you were Keith. And yeah, maybe the producer didn't specifically go like, okay, this is Keith, this is Jordan. So yeah, it's partly on the producer, but it is really Taraji's script.
Okay, you can't just gloss over that, my man. You can't gloss over that. That is a big fucking part. If I don't know who the fuck these people are, wouldn't it help if the producer told me who they were? How the fuck am I supposed to know what they look like if I don't know that? That's just how I feel. So I think that's a good point from Keith Lee. It's okay. It's okay, bro. Keith Lee has a great point with that.
Screw up.
My bad.
I'm not mad at Taraji for doing it. I mean, these things happen. Yeah, these people are not really famous. This guy's trying to throw the entire production under the bus when
the fact that he keeps trying to say that Keith Lee is not really famous, he just keeps poking at it like he's just a TikToker.
Will I am
Obama, now I'm dick riding.
You being a fucking jerk, but
it's Taraji
maybe I'm
made a
hating.
mistake, and he's doing that because she's a celebrity and doesn't want to be in her bad books.
Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was.
Well, you should, because she clearly doesn't.
Me and my wife, we looked amazing. We felt amazing. We was enjoying the show.
Yes,
I've
they
always
did.
spoke about my social anxiety. And for me, just to get out and be in that moment was more than enough for me.
Once again, no, it wasn't. You would have said no to the invitation to be part of that segment, and no one forced you to go either. You could have just stayed home.
I never longed for the spotlight. We all humans. We all make mistakes.
But who was the human who made that mistake? Look, this guy is still talking. It's so convoluted, but yeah, now I see what he's trying to do here. He's just trying to backpedal. Reality is, he thought this is his moment. He's going to be introduced to a big TV audience. That's why he agreed to be in this segment, and then it got screwed up. And so now he's thinking, well,
let me see if he talk about Taraji Pose. And this, I do not agree with Taraji at all. You tripping in this bitch now. All right, so she like, life really too short for this behavior. He wasn't in his seat. They gave celebrity assigned seats. I rehearsed all damn day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat. So he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He'll be fine. Blah, 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 blah. Look at the rest of this shit up. All right. Now you're tripping, Taraji. Now you're tripping. Okay, now, and I understand, like, the Rose thing, to me, the Rose thing was lame. It was lame. And you felt like, damn, like, you made a big deal out of what? I understand. But sometimes you just gotta bow out. Sometimes you just gotta let, especially this young nigga, sometimes you just gotta let niggas have it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel both of them was wrong. Taraji was wrong for the post. Keith Lee was wrong for videoing that Rose and throwing it on the floor and then backpedaling it instead of just saying, yeah, that was lame as hell. But players fuck up too. One thing we got to do, they say I didn't know, I was at work all day, like I said. They say there's been a conversation on Twitter because niggas, not black people, niggas have nothing else to talk about but other people's business. Wrap that shit up. There's more important things to talk about. There's more important things to laugh about instead of trying to pin these two beautiful black people against each other. That's all I'm going to say. Appreciate you for watching with me. Until next time, I'm out.